The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Well, so much for the Rangers. They've lost 2 in a row now. I guess the season's over.
Slow down. Good gosh, man.
No, that's perfect.
It was
That's exactly what Rangers fans have been asking Chuck to do all season.
That's true. That's right. You're right. You're right.
8-5, the final last night from Anaheim. And I guess they still play in Anaheim, right? They just call it Los Angeles. I mean, Anaheim's a suburb just like Arlington, so... I mean, it's nothing bad. I mean, lots of NFL teams play in cities that aren't their name proper, right? You know, so if it was, the Arlington
Cowboys.
Rangers, you could be the Arlington Cowboys. You could have the Arlington, Rangers. You could have, I don't know if I think the Chiefs,
Auburn Hills Pistons.
I don't know if the Chiefs technically are in Raytown or...
Orchard Park Bills.
Yeah, Orchard Park Bills. Yeah. That new stadium isn't going to be ready this year, is it? It's next year, right?
It's next season.
Yeah, next season. And they've got... The prisoners won't be happy about this. Maybe they will. But they've got this system they're putting in at the new Bills Stadium where it... I don't know if it melts the snow or it takes the snow out, but I mean, the snow removal will be much more conventional and easier to get out of the stands than it presently is. They've got some kind of new system that they've developed. I don't know if it's a heating system that melts the snow and then it allows it to get out of there a lot easier, but the people, because there's been. It always makes it. Do
they really take prisoners out there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, prisoners.
Buffalo's one of those places that hires the fans if they want to do it.
Right.
To go out there and show.
Right. But I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where, hey, we're going to pay you $10 an hour and give you some hot dogs, and it seems like a good idea. And then you get out there and you start shoveling, and you're like, oh, this is not a good idea.
I'd love to do it for a few hours at a Bills game.
Yeah.
I would, absolutely. I would think that would be fun. I wouldn't want to do it every time.
Yeah.
But I'd want to do it
like for one time, yeah.
Yeah.
One time.
It'd be a good workout.
It would be a
day.
good workout, right.
Yeah.
There's no
if you had
question
a bunch of buddies out there and you're throwing snowballs at each other. And
sure.
I
think the purpose of the hiring you, though, is to get the snow out of there so that the fans can enjoy it.
I mean, Joyce and Clint would be sliding down, stairwells and all sorts of things, and
you think they would be?
I'd be throwing shovels of snow at them. Yeah.
You think they would be good stewards of that?
No, I think they would be goofballs like they always are, but it would be fun.
Okay. How do you think I'd fit in with that group?
You probably wouldn't find it entertaining to go do that with us, I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't think you would.
I think I'd spend an hour with you.
An hour?
Yeah, I'd spend an hour with you. Maybe a little bit more than that. Patrick Corbin pitched last night for the Rangers. He threw 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, struck out 6 in 5 innings. I guess really the problem really was more John Gray. It really kind of blew up on him early. 2/3 of an inning, Jamie. 3 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout. That is not a good line at all.
Yeah, you had a lead in that game decently late, and then Gray came in and let it slip away. That 4-run 6th inning was what really did the Rangers in. You were up at that point 4-3 going to that bottom of the 6th.
Clawed back, got a run back in the 8th, and then promptly gave it right back up in the bottom of the 8th. The Rangers, here's a crazy number for you, too. The Rangers with 5 runs on 14 hits, Jamie. 14 hits, and they commit 2 errors. Wyatt Langford went 3 for 5. Marcus Semien went 2 for 5. Josh Smith went 2 for 4. And Josh Young had another hit as well. He was 1 for 4 on the day as well. He did strike out 2 times, though. But, I mean, another hit for Josh. I mean, he keeps banging a hit out every game. So kind of feels like he's back in the swing of things, Jamie.
Yeah, you probably would like to see a multi-hit game thrown in there a little bit more often. But I mean, right, it feels like of late he's hitting right where his season average is, which is just below. It's 249, and last night was a 259.
Okay, so there you go.
That's kind of what he's been doing of late.
But man, you get 14 hits in a ball game, and you sure feel like that you would be. More on the
you
positive.
Scored 5 runs. It's not like you just scored 2.
I
the
got
problem
you.
wasn't the 14 hits. The problem was that you gave up 8 on only 6 hits.
Yeah, right. 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position last night. So it's not ideal, but
it's great, but it's not horrible.
When your pitchers are walking guys, they don't need to get hits.
Yeah, and Gray gave up 3 walks.
Yeah.
That was his big problem. It just didn't have command last night.
Yeah. So that's your Ranger look from last night. Still, today's the 30th, so tomorrow's the trading deadline. So it'll be a buzz on the phones, with regard to that. They had a little benches clearing brouhaha last night in the 8th inning. No punches thrown, emotions high. Ranger reliever Sean Armstrong hit Zach Neto and Mike Trout with consecutive pitches.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Angels interim manager Ray Montgomery, remember the former Ranger manager he's out.
Ron Washington.
Thank you. His name just escaped me. I had a brain freeze there. Ray Montgomery walked toward the plate, waved his arms, and yelled at Texas manager Bruce Bochy. I just heard the yelling, and that was enough. Hitting guys intentionally was the last thing we were trying to do. I brought Armstrong in to keep them from scoring a run, but I guess we hit somebody, and it's intentional. But when they hit Corey Seager, it's not. I just thought that was enough. And that's been a little bit of a point of contention that was over the weekend with the Ranger broadcasters a little bit, because they felt like that the Rangers were getting hit and not retaliating. But there was a time where, like in the game on Sunday, a couple Rangers got, the ball got close to their head or whatever, and there was like, okay, is there going to be any kind of pushback on this? But, I mean, you can't, because Leiter was pitching really, really well, and he had a lead, and it was up 8-1. It's like, you don't want a guy to get tossed out of a game just because he's going to retaliate.
I think people forget. Whether you think it's intentional or not, it still hurts.
Yes.
And if you in back-to-back pitches hit their batters, I don't care if you did it intentional or not. Dude, figure it out. Yeah. Somebody's going to get hurt. Like when you get in a car accident, if the person that runs into you says, man, that was totally an accident. I am so sorry. I'm totally an accident. You're still not going to be frustrated? You're going to be frustrated.
You're going to be frustrated.
Yeah, you get hit with a pitch, it hurts. You're going to be frustrated. You hit 2 in a row and 2 pitches, they're going to be frustrated.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for this day in sports history. Today is Wednesday, July the 30th, 2025. Here's Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Starting in 1947, Cincinnati Reds pitcher Ewell Blackwell record-breaking 16-game win streak ends with a 5-4 loss to the New York Giants.
Ewell.
E-W-E-L-L.
Okay. Ewell.
Ewell?
Yeah.
Ewell Blackwell.
Ewell Blackwell.
What I went with.
What if they called him the Big E?
I bet they called him the winner after winning 16 in a row. But, just me.
Or easy money.
There you go.
1959, in his Major League Baseball debut, San Francisco future Baseball Hall of Famer Willie McCovey goes 4 for 4 in a 7-2 win over the Phillies at Seal Stadium.
Okay.
Good start to your career.
Yeah, and that was in San Francisco before they built Candlestick.
1973, Texas Rangers Jim Bibby no hits the first place Oakland A's 6-0. 1996, Tommy Lasorda retires as the LA Dodgers manager. And in 2016, Former Red Raider Josh Tomlin gets the win after going 7 innings of 2-run ball in an Indian 6-3 win over the A's. It is National Cheesecake Day.
Okay.
And National Chicken and Waffles Day.
Jamie, chicken and waffles? Are you
Really?
I've never had it. I'm sure I would be fine with it. They don't. It doesn't necessarily make sense that they go together to me, but
It doesn't, but they do.
yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine. If somebody put it in front of me, I'd probably pull them separate. I don't think I would cut my chicken up and eat it on top of the waffle.
I had
Because my chicken needs ketchup and my waffle needs syrup.
okay. I had ice cream on a waffle recently. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
It was really good.
Yeah. You take two things that are really good, separate, and you put them together. Chances are it's still going to be good.
It was pretty good. It was really good. Actually, really good.
I was surprised how much I enjoyed chicken and waffles when I tried it for the first time. Because, like Jamie said, it seems like a weird combination. It's so not.
Was the chicken fried or was it? It was fried. Okay.
Fried. Yeah, we're not being healthy with this. Why would you try?
I don't think chicken and waffles is ever grilled.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's fried. Okay.
Why be healthy with this? We're having fun.
Sure.
Happy birthday to Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is 78. Terry Crews is 57. I don't know why both of those two guys had to have the giant muscles that they have to have birthdays today, but maybe it's the thing. Lisa Kudrow, 62. Hilary Swank, 51. Lawrence Fishburne, 64. Christopher Nolan, 55. Jamie Presley is 48. Hope Solo, 44. Bill Cartwright, 68.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Mullins, 62. And Terrence Shannon Jr. celebrating his 25th birthday today.
Wonder how he's doing.
He got some run in the league last year.
Yeah.
With, I think, Minnesota, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And on this day, 1945, the USS Indianapolis is torpedoed by a Japanese submarine and sinks within minutes in shark-infested waters. Only 316 of the 1,196 men on board survived. However, the Indianapolis had already completed its major mission, the delivery of key components of the atomic bomb that would be dropped a week later in Hiroshima in the South Pacific.
Are we assuming that the sharks got to him?
They did, yeah, because I think initially double that number had survived.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find because
they didn't know to look.
Yeah, because this ship was delivering the.
I mean, they didn't know to look.
It was a top secret mission. They didn't know when they were out for a week delayed before anybody started looking.
Yeah, they couldn't send out signals because of the nature of the mission. So they had to just get rescued by happenstance for the most part.
You watch the movie Jaws, there's a scene where the captain of the boat that they're looking for the shark with describes what it was like. And it is, from Navy personnel who know the story and everything else, it was like written by one of them. And it is incredibly just dark and scary.
You sit there and wait to see who's picked off next.
Yeah.
And you'd see them get tugged a little, and then they go underwater and never come back up.
Yeah. That was it.
But yeah, watch. I'm sure you could YouTube. I know it's on YouTube. That speech about the Indianapolis is that'll make you stop.
Sure.
And that is this day in sports history.
All right, this day in sports history, 6:50 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to WT973.com for that, or the mobile app. The Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. I don't know. They're calling him this. I don't know how many coaches he can actually have, but he's continues to load up on the former NFL players. Byron Leftwich is now the quarterback coach at Colorado. Okay. So, there is
he with the Buccaneers.
He was
recently?
He was the offensive coordinator when Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl under Tom Brady. That was Super Bowl 55. Leftwich is just 45 years old. and he had won a Super Bowl himself as a backup quarterback with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, he played at Marshall and saw action in like 62 games. But the thing that's interesting is, I mean, you've got Marshall Falk, who's the assistant coach for running backs. You've got Warren Sapp, who's the defensive pass rush coordinator. Okay. And now you've got Byron Leftwich, who is the quarterback coach. I mean, there's still a certain number of the guys that can, I guess, coach and be on the field and recruit and stuff like that. But, just you can load up, I guess, with as many analysts and stuff like that as you want. Just in looking at the coaching staff for Colorado, this might make you chuckle, Jamie. But they have a character coach at Colorado.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Character coach.
Yeah, I think most schools have
something like that. Have
yeah.
a character coach. I mean, that's what they call him, character coach. And it cracks me up at the top, for the head football coach. It's Dion, and then in quotes, Coach Prime Sanders. Okay, Coach Prime. That's
Does he have a character coach?
I don't know. I think he's just trying to stay alive right now. In all seriousness, I mean, that's probably a daily struggle. Let's see here. Thoughts, comments, Yates Morning Center chat line. Red Raider Charlie shows up this morning. He says, good morning. Ranger game was, in my opinion, the last game for John Gray as a Ranger. I predict he gets traded by tomorrow. Also, Adonis Garcia dropped a fly ball early in the game. The Rangers scored a run, and then Garcia had a terrific catch to take a home run away later in the game. He says, dang it, the Rangers have so much trouble on the road, but I love them. They will win tonight. Cheers, fellas. Okay.
I like the confidence.
Yeah, I like it
Get
too.
it.
We'll have the Rangers and the Angels tonight. They'll conclude that series at 8. Balls and strikes at about 8:40 or so this evening. And then the Rangers on to Seattle over the weekend. They'll play the Mariners Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday are day games, and we'll have all 4 games for you here on Double T 97.3. The Astros won last night over the Nationals. They'll play again today. We'll have it for you at 12:40. With first pitch about 1:10 today. So a brief edition of the bottom line today on 100.7 The Score. It's 6:55.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Astro Baseball, starting with Astro Launch today at 12:40 on 100.7 The Score. The Astros taking on the Washington Nationals. Okay. That'll be today. And then tonight, the Rangers will conclude their series with the Los Angeles Angels. And we'll have that game tonight from the Big A at 8 o'clock this evening. And balls and strikes to follow as well. Astros were winners last night. Kind of broke out of their losing streak there. So that's, if you're an Astro fan, that's good
news.
Good, yeah, it's good news. For the Rangers, it's not good news because obviously you follow a game back. I don't know that, and final was 7-4 last night. Before we get back into football, just real quick, I don't know that your expectation at this point, because you're 5 back, you're 5 back in the loss column. Seattle's 4 back. I think right now the expectation is you'll contend more for a wild card spot because you're a game out than you will for a division championship.
I think both are still up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're closer at the wild card.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So smart money would be on that, but I don't think it's still 4 games, right?
It's 5.
5 down. Yeah. I don't think that's out of reach at this point.
Totally. All right, 7:16 this morning, so we'll have the Rangers as well. The Astros are then off tomorrow, and then they travel to take on the Red Sox over the weekend. They'll play Friday, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday at 10:05. So it's an early start on Sunday. That's weird. I mean, I get it because it's Eastern time zone, but still, it's a 11:35 Sunday game there in Beantown.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, so
I'm not an expert on the Red Sox scheduling.
Okay, I
Haven't done a deep dive there.
I wasn't really expecting you to be able to provide me with that. I just thought, well, that's kind of odd. 10:05, 10:35 for balls and strikes. And then to make quick work of it. So there you go. All right, Texas Tech football. They're in practice mode now. This is practice number 1 today as they get ready for their first football game, which is a month from today, August the 30th, as they take on Arkansas Pine Bluff. Here is Coach Joey McGuire talking about the confidence he has in his starting quarterback, Baron Morton.
Well, we're really lucky to have some great relationships with some NFL scouts. And, we talked to 6 guys, and, the praise that they had on his arm talent and, what he can do. And so I think that was a big part of it. I also think, he kind of embodies everything of how tough he is, how much he loves this place. You want that guy to lead you. And so I felt really good about everything that the doctors were talking about with his shoulder. At the end of the day, I was sitting there going, at the very worst, his shoulder is going to be where it was last year. And, he had a lot of good moments in the season, and I think being even a year older and how much experience he has is only going to be better.
That's Joey McGuire. Mac Leftwich was asked about Baron Morton yesterday. He's the new offensive coordinator for Texas Tech. He described Baron Morton as a great leader. He said the ball comes out naturally. He said it's been good to see him push the ball down the field. He said, really athletic kid. And then he said this, might be our second best punter. Okay.
Yeah, we'd heard recently that he's a pretty good punter. Yeah.
And then he wasn't asked specifically about him running more this year. I thought I'd kind of save that a little bit. But he did say this, which leads you to think that we're going to see him maybe take off and run a little bit more, that we'll see more of his athleticism this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think
he's capable of more than what we saw last year. I think they played it a little bit safe with him last year.
Yeah, and Coach Leftwich talked about that a little bit, saying, him protecting his shoulder. That's obvious.
Can I ask a question without trying to sound like I'm making fun of anybody?
Sure.
Okay, I want you to help me out with a football term here. What exactly does it mean for a quarterback that the ball comes out naturally?
That's what he said. Okay.
You thought well enough to quote it to me. So what does it mean?
Well, in my mind, it's not mechanical. That there's a natural flow to it. Okay. That it just looks like it's second nature, like it's effortlessly. Okay.
Yeah, I would think, D1 quarterback. I just think that was a funny football term. Comes out naturally.
Comes out naturally, and who knows? Maybe he, if he.
But those guys understand things differently than we understand things, right?
Yeah.
So maybe with other guys, they feel like it's
forced, or it's not as natural looking.
So maybe it's as simple as this. You ever twist your ankle? Not bad, but just enough that every time you step on it hurts a little, right?
Sure.
So you give a little limp. It's not a natural thing to limp around. Baron Morton was hurt last year, so it wasn't his natural throwing motion. Now he's back to his natural throwing motion.
Okay, I don't think that's what he said, but that makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes when you see somebody pitch or throw or even run, it just seems it's more. There's more of a fluidity to it.
Yeah, there's a hitch in the giddy up or whatever. There's something that you're like, well, that's a weird motion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe it's as simple as that. Yeah. I think that was a funny football guy term that just like, okay.
Or it's the first press conference of the year, and they need to say something fun.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
it's like
he's working on a bingo card. Maybe
it's like
I got that one checked off.
Yep.
It's like when I shake hands with people. It just comes naturally to. Okay, my extension of the hand just comes out naturally. It's not forced, or it's not. It's just it's an automatic extension.
Yeah. Well, I would hate to think our quarterback drops back. He sees an open receiver and he looks. He goes, "Okay, how do I do this again?"
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? Oh, step forward, step. Oh, and then let go of the ball when my arm goes forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm just trying to. It's just a funny football term that I thought was entertaining to me.
Probably some thoughts on that. Hey Chuck, how much spin is on the ball? I don't know. I haven't seen him throw yet, but I'll tell you this:
there's zip on that ball.
There'll be some zip on that ball, because the last time I saw him throw, in the spring, there wasn't any zip on that ball. Yeah. So
he didn't throw in the spring.
Or when was the last time was it like last
season?
I'm trying to think the
last game when he was putting up 50 points.
Yeah. No. When did they shut him down?
You're talking about the spring ago.
Spring ago. Yeah, yes. Spring ago. Yeah, spring ago when they shut him down. And all of a sudden Chuck is the leader of the Baron Morton fan club. Yeah. Here no comment. My concern on him is more about can he stay healthy, and
your concern was if he was gonna be healthy.
Yeah, gonna be healthy. Yeah, no, there was concern.
Not stay healthy.
Yeah, gonna be. That's fair. Yeah. Let's see. I would think the ball coming out naturally forces the ball out of the hand, but who knows? Okay.
Yeah, I think your analogy with the handshake was good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Helped you understand it a little bit better. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
7:24. Jamie's question of the day is next.
That wasn't it?
No, that's not it. Just not it. He can be better.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Amy's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Okay, so earlier today in the show, there was discussion about the excitement leading into and/or expectations leading into the season of 2025 compared to the season of 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a two-part question.
Okay.
I think one part is pretty easy. Second part, not as easy, I think. We'll start with part one. Okay? All right. If you could take 3 players off of the 2008 team and put them on the 2025 team, who are the 3 players? That's part one. When you answer part one, or when we get around, we'll go to part 2.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd take Michael Crabtree. That'd be one. I am not going to take Graham Harrell. I'm going to take Brandon Carter, and let me get a defensive guy. I'm going to take. Let's see here. I was looking to see if I'm going to take Darcel McBath as a safety. Those are my 3.
Okay.
Guessing Sonny Cumbie in the booth is out of the options. Just thought I'd ask. I mean, the inquiring minds wanted to know.
He can be in both.
I will take, of course, Crabtree. Why would you not? And I'm not saying that you don't have a good quarterback right now, but yeah, I'll take your all-time winningest quarterback at Texas Tech without a hesitation, who you already have some repertoire with the wide receiver I'm taking. So yeah, and I'll go Kobe Whitlock.
Okay. I like that answer. It changes the offense a little bit with Harrell because he's not going to give you much in the run game. Okay, but I'm with Jeff. I mean, I'm a big fan of Baron Morton, but Graham Harrell is your best quarterback ever, and so I'm taking that, and I'm giving him his wide receiver too. I'm taking Brandon Williams. Anybody can put pressure on the quarterback. I'm a huge fan of that, and I know we supposedly have a good amount of that this year, which is part of the reason I'm so excited about this year's team.
Okay.
But man, pass rushers. I mean, think about the Oklahoma game, and I just think about you not being able to get to the quarterback and them just tearing you apart in the secondary. So man, get to the quarterback. So give me more pass rushers. I don't care who they are. I like Whitlock too because he was really good as well. All right. So the second part of the question is now, who are you taking off of the 2025 team and adding to the 2008 team? You get 3 guys. Who's going to make the 2008 team better? Who would you take?
I think any one of your 3 running backs, but I'll just go with the guy you're paying the most, Quentin Joyner, because I think he would be better than what you had in 2008, and that would include Baron Batch, and I mean the other guys are nondescript in my mind. Shannon Woods, okay, but I think Quentin Joyner is going to be better. I think Cam Dickey. I think Jacoby Williams. Any one of those 3. Give me any one of those 3, and they'll be better.
Did you forget who the head coach was in 2008?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He barely needed a running back on the roster.
No, I
think Jacoby Williams would have been awesome in a Mike Leach offense.
Yeah, and
his speed and his ability to catch the ball and make people miss in space. I think Jacoby would have been terrific in a Leach offense.
Yeah. And I guess, man, let me look at my 2025 roster here. You guys probably can just peel people off. I would say, there's probably a pass rusher that you could use. You probably could use your whole defensive line. You could probably use Skylar Gill-Howard. You could use any of those guys. David Bailey, Charles Esters III. I'll go with David Bailey and Skylar Gill-Howard plus Quentin Joyner.
Okay.
I think you need some defense because that Leach team, man,
Those are pretty good defense.
It's all right.
Until Oklahoma.
It's one of our best ones in 25 years or so, but like Chuck said, Oklahoma made them look not very good. But nothing was very good that night. I bet even my Mountain Dew tasted bad that night.
Yeah, a lot went wrong that game, and it wasn't all on the defense, and it wasn't on the offense. It was
on the football team.
The whole team.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So who are your 3 from this year to?
That's really hard for me.
Chuck was upset with you, like chit chatting there. You just get to it.
TikTok, man.
I don't know.
I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know. Role reversal here. My impatience got in the way of things.
I don't know which of your defensive linemen I'm taking because you had a pretty good defensive line that year too. It's what are the holes for that team? And when I think about the finish of the season, you ran into the giant that was Oklahoma with the offensive line that they had. So I'm just going to take 3 defensive linemen to add more depth to that defensive line to help mitigate some of that offensive line that Oklahoma had. You then go to the Baylor game where you kind of everybody knew it was over.
Yeah.
And then you had the bowl game, and it was kind of your season was not where you wanted it to be at that point.
Yeah.
How can we be unmotivated against Baylor?
It was Saturday after Thanksgiving, and you just got your tail whipped.
That in 08. Yeah, I know.
You were playing the right to go to the national championship. I mean, basically, and you got pounded.
Yeah.
And you were playing a lowly Baylor team. You had a half-full stadium. I mean, you understand. You want kids to show up and play hard every day, but on that day, you kind of get it.
I got you. I thought you were referring to this past year. I got you. Yeah.
Name 3 defensive linemen just to add some more depth, just to help them out.
Okay,
but
I
it's not a hole.
believe. Why did we almost lose games that year?
Kicking.
How did we not pick Upton Belafonte?
Because I don't know that Upton Belafonte is better than
I didn't see
Matt
him make
Williams.
a kick.
Yeah,
So
I think he's better than Matt Williams. Matt Williams had no length.
I mean, we
he
got
had
him out
no
of the
length.
stands. We didn't need him to kick field goals because we were scoring touchdowns, man.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take a running back, and I'll take David Bailey, too. I think you still could have used more pass rush.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Motion Dre McCray left to right. And it's Brooks coming right, following Conyers. Has got a big running room. In fact, he is gone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. They high-five each other as they cross the goal line.
Signature Stag, your one-stop man shop for legendary game day gear.
8:16 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Good morning with Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. 9 o'clock this morning. It'll be the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score, and then if you so desire, Dan Patrick here on Double T 97.3. A brief edition of the Bottom Line today at noon. A full edition of Colin Cowherd and the Herd at noon on Double T 97.3. We'll interrupt the Bottom Line for the Astros and the Nationals as they conclude their series in H-Town. Okay. Then Astros get a little time off. They get tomorrow off, and then they head to Boston for games there against the Red Sox Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. So speaking of the running backs, and Taj Brooks right there, Brian Jensen on that call. Here is Coach Joey McGuire's thoughts on his running back room for this year.
I'm trying to get them to nickname themselves the committee. And actually going back, my running back group, 13 and 14, we went back-to-back state championships. That's what they called themselves, the committee. I feel great about all three of those guys. I think it's going to be really important that we find ways to do things with all three of them. I think they're all going to be help on special teams. I'm really hoping that Jacoby, I feel great about him being our kick returner. He's worked extremely hard being our punt returner. I'm hoping he's our punt returner, so that gives him touches there. I'm expecting Cam Dickey to be our off returner on kickoff. And I expect all of them to play special teams. And then, I think you're going to see some different things where we're in two back, because Jacoby can play some slot and being able to move him around. Somebody's going to start. Like, it's going to be like this in a lot of position, guys. Like, somebody is going to have to take the first snap against Arkansas Pine Bluff. But it's really like, I'm okay with whoever's in there. I do think there's going to be somebody that really steps up. I really can't predict who that is because, man, they go at it every day, and that's a really good room. And then I think Adam Hill, how much he plays at running back, I don't know, but I expect him to start on all four core special teams. I mean, he's 240 pounds right now.
That's Joey McGuire. Let me. Okay, I've just had this wild thought go through my head here, and it's not well thought out. Okay, and it might be a stupid question. Okay, views of opinions of Chuck Heinz are not necessarily those of Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, or this station. Yeah. So now that we've got the legal stuff out of the way, could you have too much talent on this team that you don't have separation like you need to have?
Separation in what way?
Just that, like he talks about, somebody's got to start. Somebody's got to take the first snap. Somebody's got to be, at each one of these positions where you have a lot of depth. Can that lot of depth sometimes get in the way of somebody being that superstar that you need at that position?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a problem. Now, if there was an issue with guys being malcontents, if they're not the guy, and guys getting upset and guys not being good teammates, if they're not getting the majority of the carries or whatever, then that would be a problem. I don't think the problem is having too much talent and they're too close in talent level. I don't think that's the problem. I think that's just being good teammates and being bad teammates.
Okay, and when do you discover that? Of course, you might discover that here in the next several weeks here before this first game where a guy that you thought was going to be a good teammate necessarily isn't necessarily, or he's just frustrated because he feels like, hey man, I'm doing everything right. I run fast to this guy, I block better than this guy, or I make the cuts better than this guy, or I catch more balls than this guy, and this guy's still ahead of me. Because that's just natural, right? That's just human nature. I mean, regardless of whether it's the football field or the workplace, or
maybe it's because he wears blue shirts more often.
Could be. Mm-hmm. Could be that.
I mean, the just truth of the matter is, I mean, it's about who's doing the best out there, who's executing the best, and who's putting up numbers, and who's the offense is running better with a certain guy out there, whatever. And we know there are other factors in that, like does the offensive line do their job at any particular time, whatever. But again, you want talented players around you. You want to be good as not just you, but your entire unit, your entire team. Otherwise, you're not a good teammate.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily a totally stupid question. Maybe.
I don't think having too much talent is a problem.
Okay.
Unless those talented guys are
it's bad for the chemistry for the team.
Are bad teammates.
Yeah. Okay. Kenny Perry, speaking about Jacoby Williams, and one of the things he wants to see, because he's just now coaching the special teams, is he wants to see more explosive plays on kickoff return. And he said that Jacoby has it game. Okay? Mm-hmm. Has it game, in quotes, it game. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. He was asked about the kickers. He said it was a tough kicking spring with the wind. He said we have to challenge them. He said, we'll find somebody. And he said that, with regard to Upton Belafonte, he said he transferred from Alabama to Buffalo because he was behind the best kicker in the country. And he said that Buffalo, Jamie, is not the smoothest environment, right?
Okay.
Okay, not the smoothest environment. And with regard to kicking, he said it's a mental thing as much as anything. He said handling the pressure is what separates things with regards to kickers. And that they're going to, and Coach McGuire talked about this a little bit too, that they're going to throw some adversity into these practices and scrimmages and things like that to see how his team and specific players handle things, like calling a holding when there really wasn't one, or calling this when there really wasn't one. They're going to throw some kinks into the kickers to see how they handle that pressure.
The phrase Joey used, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, is he's going to try to tick some people off. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
See how they handle it and see how quickly they can get back to the next play.
Maybe we should trot Choice out there and put him in a uniform and tell Upton Belafonte, hey, we think this Woodman character still has some eligibility left because he never used any. He's going to come back here as a grad student. He's your kicking competition for today.
That would last about 3 seconds.
I would say he might have some eligibility left. I don't know if he's got any ability left.
Okay. But, I mean, hey, if you want to really kind of tick your kickers off going, hey, we got this, and we're going to give him number 3. Or no, you can't give him number 3 because you've already given that number. I was thinking about a kicking number. A 7, or that's Baron Morton's number, right? No, Baron's 2.
99.
99. Okay, give him 99. We're going to trot out Woodman. We have a new kicker here today, gentlemen. His name is Choice Woodman. Mr. Woodman is going to try out for kicking today, and he could be our extra point specialist. Wouldn't that be something?
He did make one of those yesterday.
He did make an extra point?
Yes.
Okay.
After we got done. And it didn't count for his making field goals, but he did make an extra point.
Oh, that's impressive. But wouldn't that be something if they tried a Choice out there and suited him up and put him in cleats and a double T helmet and all that kind of stuff, and a uniform, pads, everything, and said to Belafonte and the other ones, hey, here's your new competition for today. We just signed him.
It'd be interesting. I don't know how effective it would be.
Think Choice would be up for something like that?
Probably not, because he wouldn't want everybody laughing at him. I felt like we really needed a bigger crowd yesterday.
You didn't really have much of a crowd?
We did not.
Okay. Really needed maybe Coach McGuire to come out there. So.
Yeah, put some pressure on him, make him feel it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Or even Coach Perry, since he's the
special teams coach. Yeah, right.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.